Promises. They're a sign of commitment, something you can depend upon. They're not for the faint-hearted or the here today, gone tomorrow. They're for those who intend to go the distance, no matter what. At AIA, we're making a promise. A promise that's at the heart of everything we're about and everything we do. It's a promise we're making to people in all the communities in which we live and work. It's a promise to help people live healthier, longer, better lives. We don't want to be the company that's just there for people, one day, or in case. We want to be there for them every day. We're not going to focus on sickness. We're going to focus on health. We're not going to focus just on life. We're going to focus on living. We believe the best way to live well is to be healthier. Because when you're healthier, you get more out of life. You can do more, experience more, live life to its fullest. Why longer? Because when you're healthy, you can enjoy an active and meaningful life for longer and better. Because it's not just about staying alive, it's about living and living well. And that's where we can really make a difference, with products and policies that don't just protect lives, but help make lives healthier, longer, and better every single day. Because at AIA, we're putting people first. Our promise is to help you, your families, your friends, your colleagues, your customers, everyone, to live healthier, longer, better lives.
Okay, welcome, Stu. When you rejoined AIA in 2017, talk to us about what were the observations that you made at the time with regards to the company's direction and messaging, and what compelled us to change.
Great to be here. Thank you for the question. When I rejoined in 2017, I was intrigued by our brand positioning as the real life company. And I wasn't clear what we were trying to say. And so I dug deep into what was the thinking behind the real life company, what were we intending to articulate to the market, and to what extent was that resonating in and with the market. So we did extensive research to understand our brand perception, how we were seen, how we were understood or potentially misunderstood in the marketplace. And we found that there was a profound misunderstanding with the real life company. The original intent was for AIA to indicate, look, life has its ups and downs, and we recognize that. And we think that that's real life. It's not always good. There are down times. And so through thick and thin, through good and bad, AIA will always be there for you. Okay, so I sort of understood. Then what our research indicated was that most people thought that AIA was saying all the other life insurance companies are fake and AIA was the only real one. And so that really didn't have much of an impact, wasn't resonating, wasn't really driving differentiation. And quite frankly, it didn't explain who we are, what we do. It wasn't purpose-led. It was sort of ambiguous and a play on words in English. And of course, we're a Pan-Asian life and health insurer, so a play on words in English really didn't resonate. And we also learned that there was a lot of misattribution to the real life company. A lot of the people we surveyed thought that that was somebody else's sort of tagline. So I felt like, okay, it doesn't say who we are, what we do, why we matter, why we're so existential. Can we clearly communicate and articulate a sense of a purpose that is distinct, differentiated, unique to AIA, and clearly encapsulates why we matter, why we exist? And interestingly enough, at the time, we would say that we were the real life company, but there was also in the fine print, longer, healthier, better lives. So I was sort of like, guys, this longer, healthier, better lives thing over here, that's much closer to who we are, what we do, and why we matter. Let's explore that. And so when we ask consumers about their views, AIA as the longer, healthier, better lives people, and to what extent does that make more sense for AIA, there was much greater alignment with longer, healthier, better lives. There was no connection whatsoever with the real life company. And so I came to Exco with a proposal to abandon the real life company and exclusively focus on longer, healthier, and better lives. And so we had a debate at the Exco table in, I think, January of 2018. And in fact, it was Jackie Chan who said, actually, don't you think we should start with healthier as opposed to longer? Because healthier is the foundation for any kind of longer or better life. And we said, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Healthier, longer, better lives as opposed to longer, healthier, better lives. And so the Exco decided, and Kang Hui, who was the CEO at the time, agreed that, okay, we were going to say goodbye to the real life company and that we were going to embrace this brand promise of healthier, longer, and better lives. And so I had the team do a mock-up of what the AIA lockup would look like with healthier, longer, better lives on just a regular sheet of paper. And I signed it and I dated it. And then I walked over to Kang Hui's office and I said, listen, I want to make sure you're committed to this. And so I want you to sign here. I've signed here. And so I have a prop here. There we go. So I don't know, it's fading.
Oh.
It's sort of fading, but you have my signature here, dated the 23rd of January, 2018, and Kang Hui's signature over here. And that to me sealed the deal. And this sits in my office. It's fading because it's now, nearly 7 years old, but it to me represents perhaps the proudest moment of my career in being a catalyzer, if you will, to change our brand identity, change our brand promise, and really embrace what I think has fundamentally transformed AIA and who we see ourselves as being, how the market sees us, and owning that incredible position of the indisputable place of healthier, longer, better lives.
Talk to us about how the brand is perceived externally in all these years that it's been out.
Sure. Our brand promise and our purpose is the envy of the industry. Let me be very clear. We have the most powerful brand in our category, in our industry. And we know this through all the work that we do to research. So we do extensive quarterly qualitative and quantitative research, and we measure brand power, difference, salience, and relevance. And the salience really tries to understand how synonymous we are seen as the healthier, longer, better lives people. And the BUs have done an incredible job. We know that in three of our top markets, we are number one in brand power. And in 8 of our markets, we're top 3 in brand power. And the trending continues to go up. So we are seen as even more synonymous than we used to be with healthier, longer, better lives. We see that these incredible brand assets that we have through our partnership with Tottenham Hotspur, through AIA Vitality, now with Rethink Healthy, with the AIA 1 Billion initiative, with AIA Voices, with the incredible observation wheel we have here in Hong Kong, it all comes together in a unique and elegant and beautiful brand ecosystem that all powers towards our brand promise and our purpose. And I give Yuan Xiong a tremendous amount of credit because when he joined in 2020, he said, healthy, longer, better lives should be our purpose, not just our brand promise. It should guide everything that we do. It should be the North Star by which all of our strategic decisions are made, and that everything at an enterprise level that we want to embark on and want to achieve needs to fulfill that purpose. So I would say 6 years later, we are so purpose-led as an organization. And I'm so proud of the fact that no matter where you go across AIA into the BUs, there's an unmistakable, consistent embrace and pride associated with healthy, longer, better lives. And I know from our competitors who tell me privately and personally, damn, wish we had come up with that ourselves, because you've essentially locked us out, Stu. That space is so dominated now by AIA that it's hard for our competitors to position, differentiate, and distinguish themselves in the life and health space because of how powerful HLBL has become.
What is the difference between a brand promise and a purpose and a slogan?
Well, a slogan, I would say, is bottom three, right? It's a bumper sticker. It doesn't necessarily come from the heart. It doesn't permeate through the enterprise. It doesn't necessarily constitute what you exist and stand for. It's meant to attract consumer attention. It's meant to probably be somewhat creative and witty, but not necessarily a deep connection with the overarching purpose of the organization. Brand promise is a commitment to the market to deliver what we say we're going to do as an enterprise. And a purpose, I think, is even deeper, more profound, more overarching and comprehensive and holistic and powerful, because it really means that every dimension of the enterprise is designed and geared to deliver on the purpose. And that purpose has a profound impact on society. That's the thing. The backdrop to all of this is the proliferation of lifestyle disease across Asia. Risk factors that essentially are disabling the realization of healthy, longer, better lives. People are drinking, smoking, not getting enough exercise, poor diet, pollution, stress, which then drive hypertension, diabetes, heart attack, stroke, cancer, etc. So as the biggest life and health insurer in Asia, we have a very strong vested interest to drive behavioral change. We don't want people to succumb to these modifiable risk factors and generate these types of lifestyle diseases, which are not communicable. They are brought on by our own choices and behaviors as human beings. And we believe that we have a responsibility and an obligation to the community, to society, to influence and engage, to shape behavior so that people can live healthier, longer, and better lives and not succumb to the wealthier but not healthier sort of issue that we're dealing with. And that, to me, is so crucial. That's so important.
Let's talk a little bit more deeply about the components of HLBL. You mentioned earlier that Jackie said healthier is the foundation. And I think people can understand generally what health means. Longer means you live longer. But better is very subjective. And so how do you really define each component? And will we ever get a fourth, component added on, or do we have enough?
I don't want to mess with success.
Okay.
So healthy and longer, better lives, HLBL. It's not going to be HLBL plus. Look, we start with healthier. Right. We're a life and health insurer. So we want to have the healthiest book of business in our industry. We want our customers of today and our customers of tomorrow to live healthier, longer, better lives and have health span as well as lifespan, right? So we want our customers to be healthy for as long as they can in their whole life span. So through the products that we sell, whether it's medical products or critical illness products or comprehensive health and wellness solutions, including AI Vitality, we want to engage people so that we can drive activity. And we know that even small amounts of physical activity generate incredibly positive results in terms of extending health span and lifespan. But we also recognize, particularly post-pandemic, there's a mental health crisis across Asia. So we've got to try and, in a way, focus on mental health, draw more attention to mental health, try and eliminate some of the stereotypes, stigmas, and taboos that make seeking assistance and support for mental health less onerous, less stressful. And at the same time, we recognize that how can you have a healthier, longer, better life if the health of the planet is not in good shape? And of course, we're in the long-term savings business. So we want to help educate, teach, and train our customers to save responsibly, save longer, and invest for their futures. And so all of this comes together, I think, very elegantly under the auspices of HLBL. Then to drive HLBL, we've created AIA 1 Billion because we don't want to just talk about healthy, long, better lives. We really want to engage people stimulate behavioral change. This is the key thing. I feel like we are as much an insurer as we are a catalyst for behavioral change, because the lifestyle disease epidemic is real. It continues to get worse. We see the impact on younger people. Childhood obesity becomes more of a problem across Asia, which is one of the reasons we started our AI Healthiest Schools program, to try and instill and inculcate healthy habits for younger people at younger ages so they can grow up to be healthier adults. So we're doing everything I think we can possible to be at the forefront of driving awareness and to drive engagement, to change behaviors so that we can inspire individuals to embark on their own personal journey of health and wellness. And we know through our research that at least 46% of the people who we researched, around 20,000 people across Asia, across multiple markets, who've been exposed to AIA, have told us that we have inspired them to make a change in their life, to do something that is more healthy than they otherwise would have. And we see that the impact of Rethink Healthy, which we launched in June, over 90 million views now of our anthemic film, which really is designed to stimulate the recognition that there are multiple pathways to health and wellness, and that health and wellness can be achieved. It's not unobtainable. It's not unachievable, like some of the stereotypes that we see which hold people back. So we want to liberate people to believe that each and every one of us has the ability, no matter what, in a very personal way, to lead a healthier, longer, and better life. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're courageously pioneering right now. And it's resonating. It really is having an impact with consumers.
As I listen to you, what you're conveying to me is that Healthy, Longer, Better Lives it has a purpose beyond a commercial purpose. Now, we are a for-profit organization. We are an insurance company, and we want to attract customers. We're here to sell insurance. However, this purpose isn't just for our customer base. You're talking about making change beyond selling insurance.
Correct.
Talk to us about that.
So we want to be at the forefront of driving change, macro level change in perception of what health and wellness can be, as well as change in how people live, how people behave, and how people seek their personal pathways to health and wellness. Clearly, with 40 million customers and an ambition to drive 1 billion people engaged by 2030, our ambitions go way beyond our existing customer base. So we believe it's our responsibility, our obligation to the communities and societies in which we operate, that we need to be a beacon and a mouthpiece, if you will, to try and raise awareness, to drive cultural change, to drive societal change, to drive change in perception of health and wellness, and to get people active and moving, and to break down the taboos and stereotypes that would prohibit people from seeking help from depression and other mental illness, while at the same time doing what we can to stimulate broader awareness that we need to have a healthy planet. So everything we're doing is designed to drive impact. Not just awareness. We need the awareness to translate into real impact, real change, cultural change, attitudinal change, behavioral change. So think of it as a movement. Think of AIA as the leader of our industry, inspiring a movement across Asia, because we recognize that the status quo is not sustainable, that things must change, behaviors must change. We need to address and redress all of the lifestyle disease and have a positive, sustainable impact in society. And that's the goal here. Now, if along the way we acquire new customers in the process who say, you know what, that resonates with me, I'm going to consider and ultimately prefer AIA, I want to deal and work with those people, great. That's ultimately, as you said, we're a for-profit organization. We want to grow our customer base. And we believe that this is the way to cultivate the awareness that then translates into the consideration that ultimately translates into the preference for AIA.
You talked about how the BUs have done a great job since 2018 onwards with developing HLBL, integrating HLBL. Walk us through that. along the lines of clarity, execution, building that purpose, bringing it to life. What were some of those experiences of embedding HLBL outside of group office?
So I remember distinctly in early 2018 going to Colombo in Sri Lanka, and we have a new building in Sri Lanka. And on the facade of the building, there was a massive, the Real Life Company. I mean, each letter was just 4 foot tall. I was literally, that has to come down. Everything from the sides of buildings to screensavers to mugs to caps to PowerPoint templates. There was I wouldn't say a HLBL police force, but we seriously needed to sweep, if you will, and cleanse the organization of the Real Life Company. And what we found is, I go back to understanding and the clarity and that emotional and rational connection that resonated so deeply with our employees, that what we saw was a strong, proactive effort to become that healthier, longer, better lives organization. Didn't need any convincing. It was sort of like this gratitude for, okay, we now have a strong purpose, we're proud of our purpose, and we're going to do everything in our power in our respective BU to tangibly demonstrate, provide evidence that this is what we're all about as an organization. So you see tremendous amounts of engagement across the assets through the relationship with Tottenham Hotspur, through all of our KOLs and opinion leaders and influencers in AIA Voices, through all the events that we do online and offline through AIA 1 Billion, for example. You see that there's a fully integrated brand ecosystem that supports the realization, the tangible manifestation of healthier, longer, better lives. Again, no tagline. It's a tangible, you can feel it, that we're walking the talk, if you will. There are active proof points of how we're engaging communities and how we are standing by healthier, longer, better lives. And what I always say is that AIA Vitality is the ultimate toolkit to lead a healthier, longer, better lives. It's the most powerful, structured lifestyle and wellness rewards program that drives behavioral change and sustained habit formation that generates clinical and commercial outcomes that help AIA, help the consumer, and help society through the shared value triangle, right? So again, our commitment to shared value through Vitality is profound, and it beautifully supports healthy, longer, better lives, because through Vitality, we've got this playbook, we've got this mechanism that each and every one of our customers can embrace and adopt and get with the program and see for themselves.
How is Healthy Longer Better Lives integrated as part of AIA's culture?
I think that all of us within the organization understand that it's our purpose and that we live our purpose, that we're each ambassadors of our purpose, that we are each representatives of our purpose, and we need to walk the talk, as I've said, right? And so you see a tremendous active movement across AIA of activity itself and a much more profound consciousness for the issues surrounding lifestyle disease, but also how we create wellness across this full spectrum of physical to environmental. So I think it ties beautifully with our ESG commitments, ties beautifully with the propositions that we sell, whether they're health or long-term savings. I feel like it's really beautifully embedded. And I think we've been very diligent about adhering to HLBL, that what we do must continue to promote it, support it, nurture it, fuel it. And so I see that as being clear and very, very top of mind. It's not something that is underneath. A Healthier, Longer, Better Lives is ubiquitous at AIA. It is omnipresent. It is unmistakably AIA. And what is beautiful to me is no matter which BU I will go to, I am greeted with various Healthier, Longer, Better Lives manifestations. And I see activity, I see energy, I see engagement, I see connectivity with our purpose across the organization. And I see this incredible sense of pride. And that to me is beyond words.
Do you think companies have to have a soul, and that soul is what purpose is?
Mm. A soulless company. That just sounds horrible. It just sounds horrible. I think we have a deep soul. And I think we have 30,000 or more souls in our organization who physically and emotionally connect with our purpose, who are proud of our purpose. And when I interview candidates, younger people who are joining the organization, I say, hey, to what extent does our purpose resonate with you? And to what extent has our purpose been an influencer in your decision to join AIA? Across the board, it's either the most powerful driver or the second most powerful driver. Younger people in particular want that why. Why do I come to this place every day, right? Why am I in the insurance industry? So what we do answers the why. Of course, that sense of purpose, that sense of this is why we exist. It's not just to sell product, but it's to make a difference in the societies in which we operate, to improve the quality of life for the people in the businesses where we operate. And that is noble. That is profound. That is deep. That has soul. That has longevity. That has power. And that has connectivity. And that's why we are as capable, as successful as we are. And that's why we lead the industry.
So Stu, I report to you. I'm one of your staff.
We work with each other.
And one of the things you did say to me, a couple things you've said to me before in relation to HLBL in our performance conversations, the importance of impact, outcomes, that we're really here to deliver those. On the other hand, you've also been very serious about calling on me and other people in our function, and I've seen you do that with other people, to prioritize HLBL personally, to prioritize wellness. So when I ask you about how our purpose is part of our culture, it is not just something that we hang outside our company, or it's not something that we just do to drive growth and customer engagement, but it really is something that it's part of our institutional makeup, that if you don't practice HLBL, it's almost like you don't understand our Constitution.
You're right. So I believe we need to put wellness before work. How can you work well if you're not well? Again, how can you work well if you're not well? Physically well or mentally well? You're incapable, you're distracted, you're not going to be able to be productive or perform. So we should all put our personal wellness first. And I really do encourage my team and beyond to do that, and to take leave, and to not send emails on the weekend, and don't communicate at 3:36 a.m., stuff like that. So we love this company and we love the work that we do, but we must love ourselves. Each and every one of us must love ourselves as individuals and make sure that we prioritize what's right for us as individuals and our families. And I believe if we do that and we love AIA, it's the right harmony and the right outcome. We'll come to work and do our best, feel our best, perform our best, think our best, and we'll be able to embark on our own journey sustainably of healthier, longer, and better lives.
Final question.
Yeah.
Will we ever have a jingle? Will we ever have a mascot? Will there ever be a sports car that represents us?
No, and no. No. Healthier, longer, better lives is deep. It's profound. It's something that has complexity and elegance and resonance, and we want to make sure it remains elevated in a very deep and profound way, and that in its elevation creates the resonance, it creates the connection, it creates the loftiness of the purpose. It's not just any purpose, it's a lofty purpose. In the backdrop of everything that's going on across Asia Pacific, I think it's very bold and courageous of AIA to step up as the leader of the industry and say, we're going to do our part to enable the realization of healthier, longer, better lives for at least 1 billion people by 2030. That's ambition. But that's the kind of ambition that's very AIA. Ambition is assured.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been great.